Okay, welcome to Team Leverage Opportunity Launch. This is the first recorded call that you are listening to. And one thing that the team wanted to do, and that's what we are developing, is a true team. We have put together all things before we said a word. How rare is that to happen? So nothing else needs to be developed, completed, designed, uploaded. It's done. So at the sound of my voice, you definitely want to take first mover's advantage. And I myself am founder and developer of Opportunity Launch, a free marketing capture page system that we are leveraging as well to help build businesses. And I come across people who have the same spirit and even greater talents than I myself have to really help and guide people on how to make money on the internet with unique, diverse types of strategies. And we're going to hear from some of those individuals tonight who've just come together collectively to bring more solutions under the umbrella of what's called Team Leverage, which is a partnership which we have put together as an internal invitation only opportunity inside of the Opportunity Large platform. So with that, Mr. Neville Easley is one that's going to share some of the unique things that he's been doing that's definitely setting him up for uh, you know financial security and retirement for a long term. So with that, Neville, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you and kind of share how you've been keeping me excited and up at night with the things you've been doing here recently.
Yes, man. Thank you, man, for laying this opportunity in front of us tonight. I want to first thank everybody for taking time out of your schedule. Some people have different personal things they're doing right now, but what we have here is what we about to showcase here is very unique. And with my business partners, I feel that what we have here, we can kind of dominate the industry and we can eliminate a lot of problems. And it's Marcus. You just heard from. My thing is you hear me always use that word leverage. That's the key for me to work online and sustain a long time career. So the platform that we have here with the opportunities that we're going to have lined up, we'll give people those options to tap into passive opportunities that where their money work for them, long term. And these companies, we looked at had them around stability wise, you know, 5 years or more. That's my primary goal. A few of them I already did my research. I know that they're gonna be around from speaking to the owners. They're gonna be around 5 years. This eliminates the headaches for people who I receive that word tired recruiting because I know there's leaders out there. I just spoke to one earlier who mentioned she's tired of recruiting and she has a team, but everybody doesn't pitch in, to do the work. With these passive deals, your money goes to work. That's the bottom line. You get in the deal, you have the money to get positioned, and you watch your account grow, and that's on the basically some of them your money work 4 days a week, sometimes 5 days, but it's consistent. And that's why I kind of wanted to gather this idea. Me and Marcus brainstormed for a good while, and we just we said this works. This will work. That people can use this opportunities, man, to what we have with this system, which he explained to you a little bit later, how we can leverage $100 into thousands, and this is profits. That's the goal. No more out of pocket. This is pure profit that you can use to leverage into these deals, and this is pure profit you can pay your bills and eliminate debts. I'm a big advocate of that too, because for me it's about building assets and less and decreasing liability. So more assets, less liabilities, and people will be educated to also build, you know, corporations that's protecting their assets, so that therefore, in the future, they have nice luxuries is structured under their business. We business owners here. So this is a plan we have to look at. We can't be looking at, I mean, we've been in all type of programs losing money. How long are we going to continue to do that? It's New Year approaching. We want to build wealth. That's the bottom line. So with Team Leverage is a leverage wealth building system. And we collected with some other like minds here that's going to push this machine, man. And all we got to do is just share the word with like minds, people that see the same vision we have here and want to utilize this system. And you can use Opportunity Launch still to expand on your other programs. That's the goal. It's not just limited to Team Leverage. Use the free training that Marcus is going to be providing. It will be a webinar tonight. Take advantage. Trust me, because you're not going to see this nowhere else for free. So take advantage of this and expand your education, your knowledge, and start building your wealth. I'm going to be available on Facebook. You guys want to inbox me. I'm ready to get busy, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see people in cash flow
Right.
by Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving going into, forget about Christmas and New Year's. We want to be in positive cash flow, 4 figures and 5 figures. Stop. We ain't playing around with small change money here. So let's roll up our sleeves and think big, and let's go to work. So I'm handing back over to you, Marcus. I know we got Lou and we got Arthur on the line also. They could share it with their feedback.
Yeah, definitely so. And then we're going to just share, some little information. I do want to say one thing before I segue to some others that I just want to share what they've had a chance to see already. In some of these types of programs that we're looking to help leverage people into, can you tell me like some of the kind of minimum types of investments that people can put in and why we decided to make Team Leverage so that people can get in on those minimum investments, and when they make those, what kind of returns are they able to see in coming months or or weeks or years with those minimum investments? Can you speak to some of the examples of some of the instruments that we've already come across?
Yeah, sure. One of the investments starts at $20. And this company will compound your money starting at 0.8%, I believe up to about 2.50. So therefore, your money's building and compounding even more than the bank. And once you see the power of that, you can always add more. You can test it out. Well, the company's been around since 2007, and once you let it build up, you have different portfolios there you can invest in and let it build up. And then once you decide you want to make a withdrawal, it's instant. That's the great thing about this particular platform. And there's a lot of people that know about it, and there's still people that don't know about it. And I suggest people take advantage of it. I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches because the company's documented, and there's over 100,000 members. And, they've been in business since 2007, but they've been officially online from what my research since 2014. And they paid out over 11 million, and the revenue is about the same, bit over that. So this is well structured. So this particular company is for anybody is affordable. At $20, you can get in. You can test it out. You can max it out even at 200,000. So you just it's up to how fast you want to build it and how disciplined you can be. That's the whole agenda. If you discipline, you let it compound. You have some referral commissions, about 5%, not much, but it still helps you leverage. So therefore, you still have the advantage, at a low entry investment. Now, there's some other ones. There's another one. We have some regulations that just kicked in. There's a few other ones that we're waiting on. There's another one I'm about to partner with a good partner of mine, Sherry Girl. And this one is $500 minimum to get in. So I figure with that one, using Team Leverage, people don't have 500. They're able to, build up the income, and they can leverage over there, and they have, two, income streams building, simultaneously. So that one is still, waiting for updates. That should be, we should have some updates during the week. That's your money there will compound 5 days a week. So your interest will fluctuate. So, main thing is that it's going to be consistent with the company 5 days a week, where your money is going to continuously grow. So the percentage there will vary, but it's going to be consistent. That's the main thing. It's going. If you decide you want to refer people there, it's optional. Again, these programs are completely optional if you want to refer. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. So if you want to refer there, I believe you can get paid on 4 levels, and I believe it starts at about 20% on down. So the other ones that's higher tickets are a bit higher, but they pay on 4 levels again also. So I figure, if you're already somebody that can, network, I don't like to even throw the word recruit around. I just say build relationships. If you build good relationships, you're gonna be able to invite people to these opportunities because they trust you. They like working with you. It's not about the opportunity. They join a person that they want to work with. So, I take care of the people I work with. I want to make sure they're informed. They always reach out to me. Some of them, they're in these opportunities. I might have talked to them that much, but I see they building, and they know where they can find me. So, main thing is that, they able to leverage their income, and they're comfortable, and they're happy, and they don't have to sponsor people they want. So, all these platforms have a different price point, but with Team Leverage, we able to meet that goal. There's another one that's we're waiting on updates, but that's 10,000 again. That's going to be well worth it. For you guys who think big, we talking, we talking big numbers. I don't want to give out income plans, but we talking some big, huge numbers. So once we get everything finalized, my upline is working directly with the management, on this particular deal. So we be in position. Once everything is finalized, we day to day. So most people can't afford 10,000, and that's going to be for a limited time. I was told in the next 2 months it'd be 100,000. So we want to take advantage of Team Leverage to leverage ourselves if we want to take advantage of this opportunity because doors is going to be, open on a higher price point. Well, like I said, it's extremely lucrative. So, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And, you guys stay in touch with me, I continue, getting our updates.
Mhm. Absolutely. So that right there, is exciting to, I actually retired from the banking industry after 8 years of management. So I know what a 2.50 produces when you're compounding. You're talking serious money, with that. And let me tell you something. It's not going to be something that you just want to put $20 at. And so therefore, Team Leverage
Right.
has come up with a concept that is going to help you be able to leverage even more with those types of compounding returns. That's very powerful. And the great thing that I like about Neville, as you can hear, is he's thorough and he does his research, and that's why he's been able to be successful and will pick winners. And when you can find a company that has been doing private um, opportunities which have been existing all along, and they now just have started using the internet. You're going back to something lasting 2007. I'll tell you, just back then, I just got on the internet in 2007. So, it's amazing people have been earning money, this way for a long time. And we know these types of things. And so what Team Leverage does, it's knowledge of, opportunity leverages. So that's what the kind of information, because this is his zone. This is where he's at. But we've come together to create a unique type of structure that combines two things. Not only is there passive, but there's passive leverage, and like you said, some of those opportunities will pay you, 20% for referring other people. And I know there's some that listen to this recording that say, hey, I don't want to record anymore. I don't want to do any type of downline building or so forth. Well, listen, um, when it comes to finding other people who want their money to work for them, it doesn't, it's not too hard to find that. And so therefore, putting together both what I call aggressive passive marketing is when aggressive is that we are going to be actively bringing people to these opportunities that we research and get involved with as a team that's going to help people earn passively, and then we keep the integrity. Whoever you invite or refer to opportunity launch is going to be underneath you with the earnings that they earn here, so that you can really double leverage. So with that, myself really understanding that team leverage is going to have a unique, consistent product of unique types of ways to earn money. This is very important for you to catch. And there's going to be basically funds that we call system funds, earnings, where normally programs and leaders and admins would take and use themselves, that we're going to use those investment instruments to give back to this group, back to this team through a structure that you're going to be hearing more about. Definitely, we have a voiceover that's going to be done. You'll hear this voice again all over the PowerPoint presentation, which is already done and complete. If you haven't looked at it yet, you'll be able to do so, and I'll show you where that will be. But Mr. Arthur Goodall, who's one I've been working with online for 8 years, we've seen every failed structure you can imagine. We've seen every gimmick and so forth where he just got to the place where he was just, sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same old, and really just stopped doing any of those types of things. But he also found the strong, passive environment that he can share with you, you know, what's going to change his lifestyle. But bringing together this structure that we've, again, bringing more of a aggressive and passive environment together, and he's going to share more of how that environment works. Definitely looking forward to allowing you to share some of your thoughts and comments, Mr. Goodall, on the things that you see that are going to be positive here. And you may need to unmute yourself because we can't hear you if you're talking.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Okay, great. Well, I'm excited to be here. Again, like you said, we have a combined 25, 30 years of, a lot of us go back even before the internet. And you said you've been on the internet since '07. Pretty much me too, but I go back before they even had an internet. Way back in the Amway days, in the A.L. Williams days, the meetings back and forth and going to people's houses and chest to chest, eye to eye. Back before everything got electronic as it is now. Come that time, '07, '08, '09, is when these matrix programs hit the fan, boards, and what I like about them and what we all like about them is the potential of them. So you have the MLM type programs, they have a product and you get paid 1 penny per 20 people and you got to bring in 1 million people. And then you have these matrix board programs that all of a sudden came out and, you go through these boards and, they told us that if you bring 2 people, and everybody's going to bring 2 people, it's going to bring 2 people, and everybody's going to keep cycling some top 7th board, and we're going to recycle that over and over again. And we bought all in, and we learned how to do that. And actually, you can count on one hand how many people actually cycle that last board over and over again like they told us. That never happened. And I waited for it to happen. I put together huge teams to make that happen, and it never happened. Then you've got this, it just happened over and over again. Once we dug into the raw numbers and found out that really only 24% of the people make even a dime, and it might just be making a dime too. and 76% of people never make any money. And, okay, so it seems theoretically that if everybody brought in 2 people, theoretically, why would it stop? Well, theoretically, in reality, that's theory, and realistically, everybody doesn't bring in 2. So as we start looking at that and realizing that we had never seen one ever do anything over the years, and all we have is our reputations, and we mean well, and we bring in these people, and we even tell them sometimes they don't have to do anything, which is a mistake. And then when we tell them they do, they still don't make any money. Just because you bring in 2 doesn't guarantee you make a dime. We all know that. And you get called everything but a child of God, and you meant well. So over the years, I just gave up. I just said, you know what? I'm going to only do passive programs that don't require any bringing anybody to anything like that, because I wouldn't care if I brought in 1,000 people. It's still not going to work. Well, so in order to have dug me up and got me excited, that in itself should tell you that this is something that has never been done before, that Marcus and Neville have come up with here. Marcus has been working on this kind of thing for a long time, and it took a lot to get me to understand that, hey, now I need you to prove to me this thing, really will work for that other 76% that I keep bringing to programs that never makes any money. And I'm here to tell everybody who's on this call, who listens to this call in the future, that team leverage is very unique, and it's something that can do that. And what I also like about it is, as if that wasn't enough, that everybody is going to have the opportunity to be successful. He's leveraged that in with training to show everybody how to become confident on the internet. Everybody is just not confident with how to do the things. You see, you get these emails, there's pictures on everything, there's splash pages everywhere. All of us can't do that, but Coach Mark has a unique program with Opportunity Launch where he can incorporate, and then that doesn't cost you anything. That's all part of being in his system. And I think him and Neville has put together an amazing program that can not only make money with team leverage, it also puts you in a position to be able to help other people with what they have. And then you have the private opportunities that Neville touched on just briefly. And what he said was just the tip of the iceberg. And he said that some of those higher ticket items, he just said basically that, those are extremely lucrative. He didn't want to really, I noticed he didn't want to really tell you what he meant by extremely lucrative. So I'm going to go ahead and reiterate extremely lucrative, okay? We're talking life-changing wealth, generational type wealth, if you will. And some of those high-ticket items you just can't get to unless you have a leverage opportunity that Coach Mark and Neville and the minds that are involved in this. And trust me, there's some deep minds and deep marketing experiences involved in this opportunity. And you're going to be able to leverage yourself into some of those big private opportunities. You ever wondered how these guys like Jay-Z and all these guys, you said, oh, wait a minute, he's not made a record that sold anything in 10 years, but yet he's in Forbes as a billionaire. Well, this is not about him making records. It's about the things he does with some of these private opportunities that you're going to be learning about, and you're going to be able to leverage into on a systematic basis. I myself am extremely excited to be part of this, to actually be able to help everyone be successful, from the person who can't even recruit his own dog to the person who can bring in 10,000 people. It doesn't matter. Everybody would have the opportunity to not only be successful with team leverage, but to also leverage in some of the big programs that you're going to learn about as you are a member of Team Leverage.
All right, terrific. Thank you, Arthur. And I like how you fitting said when these programs had hit the fan.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to steal that one from you there. But that's really it. These gentlemen, already, and one more that I'm going to share with you, you're going to see that these things, again, weren't just fly by night when we began to have discussions over the years as well. This individual, when I said that when I first got started on the internet, this person knew me back then, and he was the first to kind of introduce me to this particular types of models. He's always been forward thinking and understanding of this industry and well connected to people. And when he began to show me, first that industry of, the leveraging of people, sometimes not even with the product, I couldn't believe it. And but I began to see the problems with it, and I told him back then, I said, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to find a way to make it sustainable and successful. And that day has arrived, as he can also attest and attribute to. You don't see him as well throw his name at a lot of things because he sees what they do, and then he also became aware of the passive types of income and has already been a success in using those models to go forward. So with all of these gentlemen who have been able to be successful bringing people into programs, but also knowing the power of leverage of passive programs, we with our discussions have come together with this team leverage that combines both in a unique fashion. And I definitely want him to share what he's seen in the past and what he sees different about team leverage. And then I'll be sharing with you where you'll be able to find more information going forward. Right now, listening to this recording, to get yourself positioned, because there is no pre-launch here. This is simply launched, and you're getting an invitation to get started now, not tomorrow. So, Brother Luke, are you available? You have to unmute yourself, and you gotta click the green button. I see your hand. You gotta click the green button microphone there to unmute yourself there. Right by your name.
Floor is yours, bro.
So we'll give a second to get his mic unmuted there.
Call him Luke. I call him Luke Cashflow, bro. Well,
Luke Cashflow.
Luke Skywalker Cashflow. That's what I call him, man. Because he the brother put me on in these deals, man.
So,
A few of them, and
Pretty
each
much
cycle all night.
yeah, well, you may have to. So I got your mic
Yeah,
unmuted.
hello. Can y'all hear me?
Now we can. Go ahead, Luke.
Great, great. Hey, look, yeah, look, I'm gonna tell y'all guys something. Leverage is the key here. You know,
Oh, you want to speak up?
right now. Yeah, okay. Well, right now, I'm involved with some great things right now, and it's working great. But at the same time, you always want to leverage yourself. And Marcus created something special here. I've been knowing Marcus for over 8 years, great guy. Um, Always want to help the next person. A leader, great friend of mine. Bill, great dude. You always tell me that um, if you help others get what they want, then you'll end up getting what you want. And I totally agree with you. Arthur, another great guy that I've been working with for years. You still got it, man. I was just telling a good friend of mine, you still got it. I love listening to you talk every time you get on the call. But at the same time, we're here for a reason, and we here to change lives. And like you said, Arthur, it's not just about getting by. It's about getting ahead. And we're tired of getting involved in things and we're not really getting ahead. And then the next thing come up and it's like a broken record. It happens over and over and over again. And that's why Marcus created this particular platform so we can all get on here and not only talk about things that's wrong, but things that we can do right. It's really about educating yourself and getting with the right people. And to me, that's very, very important. And these three guys on this call right now, if you're on this call right now and you're listening, these are really three great guys. And if you're on this call right now, you're at the right place. So I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to see what transpire from here. With the leveraging, like I said again, I think that's extremely important to leverage yourself because you have passive deals out there right now that can change your life. Not just pay your bill type money, but really change your life, not only for your stuff, but for your family. So take advantage of it because, we only get so many chances in our life to be successful. And if that right opportunity or opportunities come around, take advantage of it. Because I always say that if you don't take risks, you'll end up working for people that do. So are you going to take it or are you going to work for people that do take risks? It's up to you. But thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. Y'all taking the time out to speak about me. I love you guys. You great people. And that's about it. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. And definitely want to definitely keep the, this calls short as possible just to, give everybody a basic start and introduction. Here's where you're going to want to go to, get more information. And let me go ahead and do that here as we're sharing this with as many people right now as we can. So with you watching this recording, you definitely want to take action. So inside of the website called Opportunity Launch, and the only way to get there is you must be invited. This is an invitation-only team, and you're invited most likely with the page that you're looking at that has that recording. Once you get your email and you verify your email, then you'll have access to be able to log into this particular back office area. And what you want to do once you click that login, let's see here. You're going to come to a main back office. Now, you're looking at a team building opportunity within a company, an existing company. We're 17,000 members strong here as of November 2015. And within that, just with the small community of people, we are leveraging some of the top leaders in this industry to do something better. So within this website, inside of here, you'll see an area called Team Build. It's private. All 17,000 people don't know about this opportunity. We are handpicking and selecting to work with the leaders with this leverage, team leverage opportunity. So congratulations to you, someone thought enough to share with you about it. If you're already a part of Opportunity Launch, because this possibly is, as there's 17,000 now, I'm sure we'll be up to 20,000 plus come beginning of the year, which will again just continue to mushroom and explode. There's no need to re-sign up or have another account. Just log into your existing account and click on this Team Build area. When you click on this Team Build area, the only way that you can get access is someone must provide the code for you. Right now with this public recording, we're sharing that code because it's invitation only, but we can change it at any time. The code is lowercase t and lowercase l for Team Leverage. You hit that and click go. We are so new as of today, right now. Like I said, you heard Arthur. He will be doing the voiceover. We'll be placing the PowerPoint and the video presentation here for your review. This will be the only place where people can see it because it is a private invitation community. Inside of this information here, once you get into this particular area, for those who are getting started, you're going to see up here that it says request a code to join. and requesting a code to join is for those who see the presentation and definitely want to get a part of the team. And you will then follow the instructions that are on the page on how you can get involved and join. You will send that request to join with the pertinent information that's needed for you to qualify. Once that takes place and you get an email of your code to get involved, you will have another area where you will enter that code. And then that will put you a part of the team, and your back office will then have this blue tile that you will not see until you are in the system. And that right there is this live and active and running system that we have, as you can see right here, right now, just getting started. And here's where you'll find also where you can register for more communication. On this side, you're going to see videos, and those videos are going to be information. You're going to see content here about those private types of leveraging opportunities, more updates from Neville, from new things that he's seen and new other conference calls and other owners and investors that we can come on and bring on calls like this to interview as well, and see if we as a team want to leverage into those particular passive opportunities. So you're able to have this private communication and information on how everything works. So as you can see, this is not something that's going to start. It started, and you're getting an opportunity as a first mover's advantage. So everything's very intuitive. I know we want to keep it short, so I'm going to turn it back over to our leader, Neville, whatever you like to say, sir, before we close out this recording and go to work.
Okay. Can you hear me? I'm just unmuting myself.
Yep, loud and clear.
Great. Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, thank everybody for attending. I mean, you see the type of like minds that we have here. You know, these people truly care about your success. You know, these are gentlemen I respect, and I'm be passionate to be working with for years, and we're on the same page, and we want to attract the same like minds, so we can build wealth for not just, as Luke mentioned, not just for ourselves but our family and our partners. You know, there's a lot of people here that I connect with on Facebook and Skype that I've built great relationships with, and this is like my family. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have a family like my cousins or brothers like that I talk to about this type of business. You know, that those are other conversations that I don't even share with them. So, you know, this is a business, and we want to be able to change lives. You know, and I've been online, like Arthur mentioned before. There was an internet. You know, I was in the Herbalife arena, and you had to recruit. That was the word. You had to recruit to make money. But you know, I learned about royalties, as Arthur mentioned with Jay-Z. I learned about royalties when I was 19, 20. And I'm mentioning this to you guys, and I need you to take this down. No job is going to pay you royalties. So that's what passive income is another word for royalties. So you wanna tap into that power, because I'm telling you, when you taste it, you don't want it to leave your mouth. I had some teaspoons of it, and I had tablespoons of it. Now I want buckets of it. You understand? So this is why people have to, they have to educate themselves and open their mind up, and even read, about successful people like Jay-Z and Magic Johnson and others that tapped into other arenas. They don't play basketball, make records. They don't have to. That's a hobby. They do that for fun. They have other entities now that bring them passive income. And these are the type of deals can do that for the average person. So, with that, we're going to be laying out more structure here for the long term. So it's important y'all tap into this opportunity launch system, because this is a passive system, and we want to take advantage of that. So that's kind of what I want to say, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll close with saying this, out of now 17,000 members, I ran a contest, an opportunity launch, and that contest was say who could recruit the most. And of course, out of all those people, we can have one winner, and that person was Neville. easily. And that's why we know we are on a moving train with these top recruiters and these gentlemen that I've worked with, and I know that they are doers and not talkers. So we're about to walk the talk and looking forward to talking with each of you again on our private team leverage calls. Good night, everybody.